Hi guys! Sorry I couldn't tell if I was recording because the timer was hiding on my white shirt on my screen. I hope everybody is having a great day today. We're going to do a little bit more work continuing what we started on Tuesday with those funny named shapes called rectilinear figures. You guys did such a good job sending us some really creative pictures of things you used around your house to make your own figures and showing us that you were understanding how to decompose them. So before I get started, go ahead and do your estimation 180. Make those estimates that are way too low, way too high, and could be correct, and then come right back for the lesson. Okay, I hope you had fun estimating. Now let's get back to area and rectilinear figures. So on Tuesday we learned about these figures called rectilinear figures, and basically they're an irregular shape. So they're not a trapezoid or a parallelogram. They might be different shaped, but they all their angles are right angles, 90-degree angles. Okay, and we worked on Tuesday with being able to see inside of those figures different rectangles, and that's how we decompose them into different pieces. Because we know what a rectangle looks like, we know how to find area of rectangles. So we're going to combine what we learned this week with what we already know about area, and we're going to learn how to find the area of rectilinear figures, okay? Baby Hedgehog is cheering you on from your slides. All right, click to the next slide, and you should see a rectilinear figure that I made out of paper. Now, my shapes are not perfect, and I estimated on the length. I didn't get out a ruler, but you'll get the idea. And again, we're all using what we have at home right now, so this is what we have. So let's look at this figure, okay? And I've already put it in different colors, so hopefully you can see those colors as the four non-overlapping rectangles that we could decompose this figure into. All right, now I'm going to show you how to do that, and it is not hard. You guys are going to be able to do this just fine. So click to the next slide. So now I have decomposed the rectilinear figure, and I have shown you the length and width of each rectangle, and I actually have them right here. So here's the green one, 10 units long, 6 units wide. Here's yellow, 12 and 5. Here's purple, 12 and 6. And here is blue, 7 and 2. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of each rectangle by itself. So the purple one, the blue one, the yellow one, and the green one. And then we're going to combine those areas, and that's going to give us the area of that whole rectilinear figure. So for me, I thought organizing this nice and neatly would be helpful. So when you click to the next slide, you'll see a chart that I made, okay? And if you look down the left side of the chart, you have the different colors of the rectangles in this figure. And then across the top, we have columns for the length, the width, and the area. And hopefully we all remember that we find area by multiplying length and width. Okay, so for the blue rectangle, it's 7 units long by 2 inches wide. And I was thinking inches in my head. I didn't write that anywhere, but that's kind of how I did my measurement. So if we multiply 7 times 2, we know that the area of this rectangle is 14 square units. So that is filled in on the chart for you. Then if we look at the green one, we can see that the area of this one is 10 times 6, which we know is 60. So that is filled in on the chart as well. Next is yellow. That one is 12 units long and 5 units wide. So that also is filled in right on the chart. And 12 times 5 is also 60. So I didn't do that on purpose, but I realized these two rectangles are examples of different side length but the same area. So it would be interesting if anybody wants to figure out the perimeters of these guys and see if they're the same. Their area is, but is their perimeter? I don't know. And last is purple. 12 times 6, which is 72 units. So all of that is filled in on the chart. And, whoops, I just dropped the blue rectangle. We'll get that in a minute. So now all you're going to do is add those areas together, and that will give you the area of the whole figure. So on the next slide, I showed you what the figure looked like put back together again, and all of those areas added up is 206 square units. So we just figured out the area of that kind of weird looking shape by using what we know how to do with rectangles, okay? Let's try another one. Oh, I don't need the blue one. Doesn't matter that I dropped it. So here we have a rectilinear figure, kind of like stair steps. I made one of these yesterday. Several of you had one very similar to this in the pictures you sent. So if you saw that on a test and it said find the area of that, you might be a little unsure. But look, all it is, flip to the next slide. I've broken them up and given you the length and width, just like before. So we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to put that into a table. So we've got the green one again, 10 times 6, which is 60. We've got the yellow one again, 12 times 5, which is also 60. And we've got purple, which is 12 times 6. So that one is 72. And again, we're just going to add them up. So on the next slide, I did that, and you find out that the area of that total rectilinear figure, all three rectangles together, is 192 square units. Okay? I'm going to show you one more example, and then you're going to practice some of these on your own for your work today. Okay, so now I put them on one slide because I thought we might kind of have the hang of it by now. So you've got the rectilinear figure on the left. We have red, blue, orange, and purple no, that's brown, sorry. Non-overlapping rectangles. And then I showed you how it would look if they were decomposed with the units on there. So, oh, I do need blue. Never mind, hold on. Okay, sorry. So, red is 6 times 5. And on the next slide, you can see the little table where I fill that in. Blue one again is 2 and 7. Orange is 6 and 2. And brown is 3 and 4. So we multiplied to get those areas, and we got 30, 14, 12, and 12. And we added them up to get 68 square units. So the area of that rectilinear figure is 68 square units, okay? So, you guys are going to practice this today. Your work is called Rectilinear Area, April 23rd. It should be under your Math Content tab on your e-class. And on the sheet, there's one example and 4 problems for you to do. And they have divided, well, you'll see in the example, but they divided up into rectangle 1 and rectangle 2 within the figure. So, if you can print this out, that's great. If you can't, no problem. Draw them as neatly as you can on a piece of paper so that you can actually divide them up. You could draw lines inside of them to split them or decompose them into the different rectangles that you'll find the area of. So on your Google Doc, if you're typing, your paper, if you're writing, which you can just take a picture and text it to us or dojo it to us, I want to see the length times width for each rectangle. So within a figure, you're going to do that twice because it's going to be split up into 2 rectangles. So 2 areas, and then you're going to add those together. And we really need to see all of your work so we can be sure you're understanding it. And if you're not, we can see exactly where we can help you. Okay? So the next slide has the directions on there. If you need more help, just let us know. We will be happy to help you. We hope you have had fun this week at home learning digitally. We've almost finished another week, and we are getting closer and closer to the last day of 4th grade. I cannot believe it. You guys are doing amazing. You are rocking digital learning. We are so proud of you. Please let us know if you need help, and good luck with area of rectilinear figures. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.